watching Cleveland State basketball on 19.
Price sells cars, and December is the best month to buy a new used car. Inventories are up, and prices are the lowest. You can beat the tax man, and we have 1,500 cars and trucks. Shop this week and get a Make It Happen sale price, the lowest price of 1986. No need for guessing, no inflated asking prices, no need for bargaining. The absolute best supermarket price of 1986 is on the window, and you have 1,500 choices. Mullinex Ford, east or west.
Christmas magic comes alive with spectacular savings at Saul Bergman Jewelers, Cleveland's own since 1892. Ladies' fiery ruby, emerald, and sapphire fancy rings set in 14-karat gold and embellished with diamonds from $89 to $2,950. And Bergman gives you a gift of a free matching pendant with a purchase of $195 or more. At Parmatown, Westgate, Golden Gate, and Great Lakes Mall inside J.J. Newberry's.
Well, I hope all you Cleveland State basketball fans had a chance to get some rest last night, because I have a feeling this bunch is going to have to take it down to the wire here this evening.
And they've got 2 more road games to go before they get home to the friendly confines of Woodling Gym.
The road is no fun, especially when you're playing talented people. Next stop for Cleveland State, Eastern Michigan. The Hurons nearly beat Notre Dame the other night, only lost by 3.
And overtime.
Score here 66-63. CSU by a scant 3 points, 7:40 left in this one.
2 years ago, they had a shootout at Eastern Michigan.
Jacobs can't buy the bucket down low, and Hersey Strong comes off with a pivotal rebound.
Now, there's another situation where Hersey wanted to have control of the ball and really could have tried for the outlet pass. He had 2 men open on the wings. Didn't see them.
Darwin Ingram back inside in the low post as Thorne Bradley getting a chance to catch his breath. Hersey with a nice power move inside, just simply ran out of real estate. Ball slapped out of bounds by Jacobs, but CSU gets it back as Sean Hood and Pat Vianchek reinserted into the Cleveland State lineup.
Well, Jacobs established his position there very well.
Yeah, Hersey doing a nice job not to commit the offensive charge.
He's playing a good game tonight.
Shot up and no good, and an offensive foul called, I think, on Kenny McFadden. As play is beginning to get a little heated up down low. Here you take a good look at it from court level. Leaning in a little bit, but yeah, I guess you got to give him a personal foul there.
Here's a better angle, and well, I think either way it was pretty obvious. And Beverly looks like he took one to the chin.
So did Tim Witherspoon the other night. Big steal, Ramsey with a basketball. And the Vikings come up with a pivotal steal right there. Still lead by 3, but that's not enough. Ramsey penetrates, loses the handle, but boy, he was hacked on the way to the hoop by Jimmy Gilmore, who admitted quickly that he was the guilty party. That's 4 now on Gilmore.
Take a look at it. It was pretty obvious the grab. You'll watch Gilmore coming in here with his left hand, and he actually got a lot of that wrist.
I would have to say that Clinton Ramsey probably has the strongest hands on this team. Wouldn't you think, Alan?
I would agree with that.
Well, when he gets a grip of the basketball, it's pretty tough to get it out of his hands, realizing that he needs to make every free shot down the stretch. Grimacing there.
These are the clutch ones.
13 points on the night for big number 44. Hits the second time around. 67-63. 6:40 remaining, and Pat Vianchek is done for the night. That is, well, wait a second. Might be just 4. Unofficially, I had him. Oh, okay, that is 4. I think everybody that's out there has 4 personal fouls right now, don't you?
Well,
Pat looking for the quick steal, and he got a little piece of Mr. Beverly in the process. Be sure to stay tuned on 19 later on this evening, immediately following the basketball game for Black Sheep Squadron, starring Robert Conrad. Join Pappy and the boys for some high-flying action. Black Sheep Squadron coming up right after the Vikings on 19 WOIO. Vikings in control, and they have a 4-point lead. Robinson is shocked, dazed, and surprised, but he gets called for blocking.
Number 10, Sean Robinson. His fourth.
Well, let's take a look at that one again and see whether or not Robinson established his position. No, he didn't. You saw him leaning over as Sean was going to his right. And a good call by the officials.
Sean Hood, 5'7", 155, and a senior at the free shot line with 7 points, make it 8 now on the night. Sean heading into this one this evening, tied for the assist lead with 15 with his cohort in crime, number 5, Eddie Bryant. That's what a senior point guard is supposed to do, make them down the stretch. 69-63, 6-point advantage.
And coming in, since you mentioned the assist, he was only 65 assists away from the school record for a 4-year career.
Robinson taking this ball game into his own hands with a tough try. He's got 15. Tillman Beverly leads all scorers with 21, but he has been very quiet here in the second half. Has only 4 points in the second half. Kenny Robertson in the lineup now, as is Hersey Strong for Cleveland State. Robinson penetrates, passes back to Hood, right wing to Ramsey, who passes it up. Robertson takes it in, penetrates, sticks it on the glass, and scores. Kenny Robertson with 4. That was a big basket.
It is, because right now that gives them a 6-point lead, and they've got to work and build up on it so that the 3-pointers don't catch up to them in the end.
Penguins break the pressure. Both teams right now, I think, a little bit tired. I think Cleveland State in a little better position. There's a steal by Robertson. Kenny takes it down against Beverly. Shot no good. Rebound, follow is up and good. Oh, a twisting 360 by Clinton Ramsey. 73-65. Vikings opening up some breathing room. 5 minutes and the clock rolling here.
And they need a spurt right now.
There's another steal. Hersey Strong gives it to Hood. Penetrates, stops it. One-hander shot no good, but he'll head to the free throw line. And right now, Cleveland State is applying the run and stun.
And that's 3 fouls on Tillman Beverly.
That's what a point guard is supposed to do, penetrate. He gets banged a little bit, but he's used to that. It's amazing how many times Eddie Bryant and Sean Hood get knocked to the floor and get shouldered and beat up, and they just keep coming right back after you.
Pretty obvious foul there as Beverly wrapped his arms around Hood. And he doesn't make the first one.
Steve Hanasek checks in. Eric Jacobs sits down for Youngstown State. Vikings would dearly love to go 4-2 on the season.
And Denny Hanasek is a good shooter from 3-point range. One reason he was recruited. So I think you're going to see Youngstown State firing them up now.
That's a point well taken. They trail by 9, 74-65. Beverly top of the key to Robinson. Oh, boy, off-balance jumper, shot no good. Bradley fights for the rebound. It squirts loose, but Cleveland State off with the basketball. Full court pass to Robertson. Kenny takes it inside, reverse layup. Robertson with a half dozen. And Cleveland State is beginning to pull away here in the late go. Hanasek with a free 3-pointer off the back of the iron. Follows his rebound. Oh, Sean Hood.
No
gave
doubt
him the
about
old vaudeville hook on the way to the basket.
No doubt about that one.
Well, you didn't see Sean complaining after the call.
No, let's take a look at that. Well, we aren't going to get to see the 3-point shot, but I don't think that was going to be a 3-pointer anyway. I thought that Hanasek's feet, his toes, were just over the line.
Well, you got pretty good eyesight.
contacts.
I'll take you long you can read those putts for me next summer. Shot is up and no good. 76-65, and there's a good sign here at Beagley Arena. Guess what? Some fans are putting on their coats and heading toward the exits.
Well, I don't know if you can really light up the victory cigar just yet.
No, I wouldn't.
But that helps. The 2 misses by Hanasek.
But Youngstown State gets the basketball back. 76-65, an 11-point spread. Wilson inside, shot no good, banged around, and 5'7" Sean Hood comes off with a carom. Kevin Mackey expressing interest in the offense, saying, patience, patience, let's run some time off the clock. Robertson, left wing, Percy Strong in traffic, reverse layup no good. Ward Bradley with a big rebound, shot no good. Bradley somehow or another muscled it up and got it in the air and got it off the glass. It wouldn't go, but he'll head to the line to shoot a pair.
He gave it a good pump fake, too, and boy, it would have helped if it had gone in. Watch this pump, which is one thing that helped him draw the foul. Just put it up a little bit too high off the glass.
Warren was 6 points on the night. In and out, no good. He has really been a force inside here this evening. I think this whole Cleveland State team, though, realizes that without their senior center, Eric Mudd, that everybody's just going to have to suck it up and play better. And we've got a timeout on the floor. So with 3 minutes, 48 seconds left here at Beagley Center in Youngstown, Ohio, the score Cleveland State 77, Youngstown State 65, and you're watching Cleveland State basketball on 19.
Wednesday on Cinema 19 prime time. Walter Mathau's out to make the most of Jack Lemon's situation.
Hate to break it to you, kid, but you got a spinal injury.
But something here isn't exactly honest.
This may be of some interest to you. I'm suing CBS, the Cleveland Browns, and a municipal stadium for $1 million. But we got a clear-cut case of negligence.
It's a lot of laughs on the way to a fortune. The Fortune Cookie, Wednesday at 8 on 19.
Price sells cars. In December is the best month to buy a new used car. Inventories are up and prices are the lowest. You can beat the tax man, and we have 1,500 cars and trucks. Shop this week and get a make-it-happen sale price, the lowest price of 1986. No need for guessing, no inflated asking prices, no need for bargaining. The absolute best supermarket price of 1986 is on the window, and you have 1,500 choices. Mullinex Ford, east or west.
We're back at Beagley Center. Denny Schreiner along with Alan Davis. 77-65. It's the Vikings by a dozen. There is a look at our next telecast. Sunday, December 28th at 8 o'clock. Canisius. Boy, it was a tough Cleveland State victory on the road against Canisius just a couple of weeks ago.
And I'm sure that the Golden Griffins are going to be looking for revenge. He used the phrase earlier, turnabout is fair play, and I think they would love nothing better than to beat the Vikings at home. But, of course, the Vikings have other ideas. Stellar record at Woodling Gym.
In a moment or so, we maybe could chat about the Miller Viking of the Game Award, something new on 19 WOIO this season. We are going to honor each and every basketball game on our 10-game schedule. A player who has turned in a superlative performance. Be honored by the folks at the Miller Brewing Company. I don't know, it's a tough choice right now, but Clinton Ramsey might get my vote at this stage. Robinson, three-point try, and he hits it.
That's why it's so important to get that lead. Vikings were up by 12, now it's 9.
That double-digit lead. Have a little time. Nice spin move by Ray Salters, who really put a beautiful move on Wilson.
Only his first 2 points of the second half, but boy, that was a big bucket.
Three-point try by Hanasek, no good. Gilmore runs it down, steps behind the line, launches, and drills it. Penguins catching up in a hurry. Long pass to Salters. He'll take it inside. Spin move. Shot is up, and it is good, but a charging foul is called on number 34, and that is number 5 on the 6'2" senior.
Let's take a look at it once again. Well, it's a tough call, but it didn't appear to me as if Wilson had established his position.
79-71. Vikings by 8 with 2:54 left.
You know, I read the other day where Villanova coach Raleigh Massimino is starting a campaign to eliminate the three-point rule before the end of this 1986-87 college basketball season. He says he thinks it's ridiculous. I have to say right now, I won't go so far as to say it's ridiculous, but I think if they're going to keep it in, they should change the distance. Make it a little longer.
65% of the coaches polled disagreed with the three-point rule, and the NCAA instituted it anyway. Another three-point try for Gilmore. No good. Rebound off to Hersey Strong.
That was a big board.
Yeah, that could have cut the lead to 79-74. 79-71, though. Vikings by 8. Hanging on right now by their fingernails to a road victory. Mouse McFadden back in the game. Obviously, Kevin Mackey going now with the ball-handling crew. Sean Hood penetrates, bounce pass to Hersey Strong, to Ramsey, who gets bumped, loses it, and then gets it back, takes it inside, banks it, shot no good. Rebound to Gilmore, kicks it off to Hanasek. He runs over Hood, but no call. And then at the other end of the floor, it's Howard Skelton basketball as Ramsey comes up with a loose ball.
A lot of action, a lot of bodies flying.
And we're under 2 minutes to play, thankfully so. Well, this is a real gut-wrencher. Hood in traffic and dribbles back out front, hands it off to his backcourt mate, Kenny the Mouse McFadden. Mouse double team, gets it off. 16 left on the shot clock. Hood bounces down low. Hersey Strong with a big move to the basket, and he is fouled. He'll head to the free shot line for a pair. Now let's talk about that Miller Viking of the game. Of course, the player will receive a beautiful plaque, and a donation will be made to the CSU Development Fund in that player's name. And of course, we'll be selecting that player in a moment or so, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 1:36 left in this one. It's Cleveland State 79, Youngstown State 71. You're watching Cleveland State basketball on 19.
Auto Mile Ford in Bedford presents the sale of the year on the car of the year. The new 1986 Ford Taurus. The equipment includes air conditioning, stereo, tilt steering wheel, cruise control, and automatic. The price, $10,988. The selection, 50 in stock. The place, Auto Mile Ford, Broadway in Bedford. 250 cars and trucks in stock. Auto Mile Ford, car buying made easy.
Out on the street, the beat never stops. When dawn breaks, another day starts. The plains, these are the heart of the city. The plains, these are the heart of the city. The plains, these are the heart of the city. It's part of your life.
Start your day with the Plain Dealer. Call 344-4600 for home delivery.
And the next Cleveland Force game on 19 WOIO coming up Tuesday, December 23rd. The Force and the Dallas Sidekicks with that always provocative tattoo. When he scores that goal, Alan Davis rips off that jersey and throws it into the crowd. The ladies love it.
Let's hope that he doesn't get too many opportunities to rip off that
What did he
jersey.
score, about 75 goals last year? That's got to cost Dallas a bunch of money.
I think they ought to take it out of his paycheck.
Yeah, the Cleveland Force all year long on 19. Hersey Strong with a pressure free throw. Boy, it's nice to see that ball go through down the stretch. Hersey now with 7 on the night. Making it. Quick substitution. Now the all-quick team being inserted. Eddie Bryant comes in, and Sean Hood, who has really been tremendous here the last 4 or 5 minutes, will catch his breath. 1:35 left. It's 81-71. Vikings in a position to put one away here on the road. Just as I say that, Kenny McFadden gets run over at half court. Kevin Mackey throws his hands up in the air. The Mouse a little perturbed.
Calls on number 10, Ken McFadden.
But it doesn't make any difference. It's Kenny's third personal foul.
Well, of course, you know, one of the big reasons for the loss down in Akron in overtime. Let's take a look at it. Well,
nope, that's fine.
Very good call.
Yep, had his feet moving. These kids are so quick, Al. When you watch it the first time around, it looks as if they're in position, but you've got to be there and set for at least one count or part of a count before they'll call that blocking or charging.
You know, a lot of the fans are getting up and starting to leave, and we have 1 minute and 29 seconds remaining, and I don't think this game is over yet.
It's not. Heck, they've made 2 3-pointers out of the last 4 tries. Tillman Beverly misses, and the rebound off to Warren Bradley.
That was a big miss. It's amazing, isn't it? The guy can make them from 19 feet 9 inches. But 15 feet, it's a different story.
Vikings turn it over. Beverly from 25. That one's off the iron and no good. Mouse McFadden runs down the loose ball. Mouse is on the move. Top of the key. Bounce pass right side to Sean, and it's time to bring it back out front and get fouled, and he does. Robinson is done for the evening, I think, as well. And now we've got a little altercation here at half court as Jimmy Gilmore and Sean Hood.
And I think Hood is out of the ballgame. I think he has been ejected.
And I think Sean Hood, you're right, is definitely out. Kevin Mackey out on the floor in a hurry to rescue his senior point guard. Now Clinton Ramsey looking for an explanation, and so is Kevin Mackey as to what exactly will transpire.
Number 10, John Robinson.
Sean Hood was fouled intentionally by John Robinson, who just simply ran back towards the bench, and somewhere along the way, number 4, as you see him right there, Sean Hood, and Jimmy Gilmore got into a bit of a scrap right about at the center circle of the gymnasium. Now, is Gilmore out or no? That's the question of the hour right now. You know, Ramsey will head to the free throw line. Is this a technical foul? Or no, this is the 1-and-1. This is what Sean would have shot had he remained in the basketball game. Ramsey now with 17, and I think we will make him our Miller Viking of the game. Don't you think, Alan?
I would agree with that decision. I was leaning in that direction and didn't need too much convincing.
18 on the night for the senior forward. Now let's take a look. Now watch, Sean will get fouled by number 10, John Robinson. Okay, it's intentional. Fine. Play stops right there. Now,
I see what it was. Gilmore gave him the extra shove.
Yeah, and Sean came up scrapping. Now at the other end of the floor, Beverly hits the technical, right? Beverly now with 22. 83-72. Some dramatics late in this one. 1:01 left. Vikings in control. They lead by 11. Gilmore stays in the game, so obviously he got the better half of that scrap. Ball is tipped by Hersey Strong, but Hersey unable to save it before it went out of bounds.
You know what I'm surprised is that the Penguins are taking so much time to set up that three-point play. They only have 56 seconds left. My inclination would be to get it inbounds and fire. That dribbling does no good.
Gilmore, long-range jumper. He is no good. Clinton Ramsey, with a smile from ear to ear, says, you couldn't possibly have called me for that personal foul. Or did Hersey Strong get it? I think maybe Hersey got it. I don't know. I'm not sure which one drew the foul, to tell you the truth, but Gilmore will head to the free throw line. Clinton still arguing his case, so it must have been him. Kevin Mackey calling for a timeout, and he gets it. So with 51 seconds left here at Beagley Center, he will rally the troops around and make sure that this one doesn't get away.
Well, it's a good win on the road for the Vikings. I think we can now safely say with 51 seconds to go and an 11-point lead that it is in the win column for the Vikings. It raises their record up to 4-2. It atoned for that loss last year, or rather 2 years ago, by 7 points here, 70-63. And of course, it makes Kevin Mackey's record 2-1 versus Mike Rice in the rubber match. And now the fans begin to leave Beagley Center. I think they have seen that the Vikings are going to go home with a victory in this one.
Really feel this victory this evening imperative for the confidence of the troops overall. As you mentioned, they really turned in a gutty performance against the Zips on Tuesday night, but just couldn't manage to win in regulation time. And you've got to win a couple on the road just to get the feel of it. Once you get it, then you realize you can get the job done, and I think that's what they've accomplished here this evening.
Well, they're going to go to Eastern Michigan next Thursday night, and that is not an easy place to play. 2 years ago, they went there and lost a double overtime, 109-105 decision, so it's going to be a running match.
What happened to the defense?
I think they left it home that night. Both teams did.
Jimmy Gilmore will step to the free shot line. 83-72, Vikings by 11. Shot rolls around, finally drops through. Gilmore has had a very busy second half. He now has 14 on the night. It's been a very physical game indeed. Second one rattles around, no good. Bradley comes off with a rebound. He's hacked, but he gets the pass off to the Mouse. Mouse in the backcourt, kicks it off to Bradley. Oh, nice work against the pressure. Ramsey feeds it to Hersey. Strong, and that is textbook basketball. Strong now with 10, and I think the party is just about over. There is a kick on Hersey Strong, and the Vikings have come here to Youngstown. They haven't won here since 1981, but they did a yeoman's effort here this evening, put together a nice solid job, and have won themselves a basketball game on the road.
You know, it's gratifying to see the effort by Hersey Strong because he has not been playing as well as he could have played so far. He lost his starting position to Pat Vianchik, and I think with that play, he may have gone up a little bit on the depth chart.
Eddie Bryant with some icing on the cake. Clinton Ramsey with another interception, and he is fouled from behind by Jim Wilson. And how you can call that a 1-and-1, I'll never know for the life of me, because the meat cleaver was out. Wilson simply floored him, and Kevin Mackey right now trying to defend his troops and asking the officials just to make sure that his bunch can get out of here alive this evening.
I mean, I don't know where there was any question about this one. It was about as intentional as you can get.
Well, Clinton, though, handling it very well. Free shot is no good. Under 10 seconds to go. They'll just let him come down and put it up. Left side, Hanasek, long-range jumper at the buzzer. Shot is no good. And we have come to the end of play here at Beagley Center in Youngstown with a final score. Cleveland State 87, Youngstown State 73. We'll be back with a final comment, and you're watching Cleveland State basketball on 19.
Monday through Thursday at midnight, 19 has 4 of the greatest crime solvers of all time. On Monday, check in with McLeod.
There you go.
Tuesday, pair up with McMillan and wife. On Wednesday, match wits with Columbo.
I came here, I think, to make an arrest.
And on Thursday, get a lift from Banachek.
You're kidding.
It's Midnight Mysteries, Monday through Thursday on 19.
Ah, draft beer. It's always been the smoothest, freshest beer around, poured straight from the tap. And now, there's a true draft beer in a bottle. Miller Genuine Draft. It's not heat pasteurized like most bottled beers. It's cold filtered for real draft smoothness. Ask for Miller Genuine Draft. The Miller with the black label. It's beer at its best.
Thank you, Aunt Martha. Nope, not believable. Try. Thanks. Thanks. Joe, pretend she just gave you a sundae. But she gives me stuff like this. Try again.
Hey, kids, look who's here.
Thank you, Aunt Martha.
You're welcome.
This Christmas, give something kids love. McDonald's gift certificates, just 50 cents each or 10 for $5.
It is a sundae.
It's a good time for the great taste. Joe, say thank you. From McDonald's.
I forgot.
Price sells cars, and December is the best month to buy a new used car. Inventories are up, and prices are the lowest. You can beat the tax man, and we have 1,500 cars and trucks. Shop this week and get a Make It Happen sale price, the lowest price of 1986. No need for guessing, no inflated asking prices, no need for bargaining. The absolute best supermarket price of 1986 is on the window, and you have 1,500 choices. Mullinax Ford, east or west.
Welcome back, everybody. Denny Schreiner along with Alan Davis at Beagley Center in Youngstown, Ohio. It wasn't the most artistic of victories. Nevertheless, a 14-point victory, though, on the road for CSU. The final 87-73. It was a game that was tied at halftime and was not an easy win by any means, but the Vikings came through in about the last 10 minutes of the basketball game to sort of grab it, clinch it, and stick it in the record books.
Well, they came out the second half, and you saw how aggressively they attacked the boards, and that's what they had to do. I don't think they were giving it their maximum effort in the first half, and I'm pretty sure that's what Kevin Mackey told them at halftime. Let's go out there and give them maximum effort. He always has said, he's fond of saying, I don't mind if we lose as long as you give me 100% effort, and they definitely gave 100% effort in the second half.
Speaking of a player who had an outstanding evening, it was senior forward Clinton Ramsey, who has been selected as our Miller Viking of the game. And we're not sure exactly how many rebounds he had on the evening here at Beagley Center, but he did turn in a fine performance, scoring 18 points. He led the Vikings. As there you see him, a half dozen rebounds as well. He got some big boards down the stretch and shot the ball in when the Vikings needed it the most. And so he is the Miller Viking of the game. 4 different CSU players in double digits tonight, and I think 11 players overall scored, and so it was a total team effort.
Well, surprisingly, Kenny McFadden did not get his 20-plus points that he's been averaging. He only scored 13, but nevertheless, he did give them a good floor game as far as handling the basketball and controlling the basketball and controlling the tempo of the ball game.
Warren Bradley, I thought, played a pivotal role in the basketball game this evening. Kind of an unsung hero. Did not score a lot of points. Finished the night with 7 overall, but he probably had 8 or 9 or 10 rebounds. The one thing Warren did, I think, better than anything else, Alan, was he kept the ball alive in a lot of cases. And once you do that, as quick as Cleveland State's other support people are, they're going to come up with some loose balls.
And when he learns to put up that second effort and put it in, we'll get a lot of out of Warren Bradley. I think Warren Bradley is going to be a good player, but what he needs is PT. He needs that playing time, and I think he's going to improve with the experience.
All in all, without Eric Mudd this evening on the road, I think a pretty solid showing for the Vikings.
Against a good team, too. These were no slouches that they were playing. They were 3-0 here at Beagley Center this year, 4-1 on the season. Of course, their record now drops to 4-2. But it's a good test because when they go to Eastern Michigan next Thursday, they're going to be tested just as sternly, if not more so.
And, of course, then they'll finally get a chance to come home. And we've got a game coming your way in a couple of weeks or so. It'll be December 28th. And Canisius will be in town at Woodling Gymnasium. They have a very tough squad. Kevin Mackey's bunch beat them earlier this year. They'll have revenge on their minds. And, of course, that game on 19 WOIO starting at 8 o'clock from Woodling Gymnasium. And it should be a very exciting, a very hard-fought basketball game. And we'll hope that you'll join us for that one. Once again, the final score here this evening from Beagley Center in Youngstown, Ohio. The Cleveland State Vikings 87, Youngstown State 73. And don't forget, coming up next on 19, it's the Black Sheep Squadron. For Alan Davis, this is Denny Schreiner saying, have a good evening, everybody.